What's going on, everyone? NoZoupForYou here, coming at you with a little bit of 1v1 brawl action. And I always like 1v1 battles because really you can't blame anyone for a loss except for yourself. And that's the beauty of it. It is solely you versus one other person. And you can see right now I'm in the Graf Zeppelin. Aircraft carriers are a little overpowered in 1v1 battles, just a little bit, and this is one of the weirdest rounds that I have ever played, so I wanted to show that to you along with one other round, which was probably the most evenly matched and close round I've ever played. That was not an aircraft carrier though, but I just kind of want to point out that, you know, aircraft carriers have represented somewhat of a problem in these 1v1 brawls because they're hard to counter. They really are, and it's been a while since I played them, so I had a little trouble at first getting the Citadel drop here. So Odin has actually performed pretty well in 1v1 battles, and I think is a worthy replacement for the tier pits on account of its torps and just having more guns. So you'll see a lot of those in 1v1 battles. But yeah, aircraft carriers, they're hard to counter. A lot of planes coming at you. If you're a destroyer, you've got issues, especially if you're playing a ship like Graf Zeppelin, which I was hoping to get a destroyer facing me, because you really can't get close to them. The secondaries are going to maul you, or at least they used to. I think they're still pretty potent from what I've heard. Just unlimited torps. It's tough to counter. That's all I can really say about it. I mean, one of my followers sent me a video. I haven't been able to get to it yet, but he played against an Enterprise 1v1, shot down 124 planes, and he still lost. That to me is a significant issue right there when someone's able to sling 124 aircraft carriers or airplanes at you. That's just not good, and this looks like a really good drop here, and they're gonna hit. And what just happened? What the hell? I guess I detonated him, but you know, I went to the end screen and I looked at the awards, and I don't see the little symbol for a detonation there, so I'm just wondering what exactly happened right there. I'm sure it was a det. And maybe because it happened at the end of the round. It's just very bizarre. Very, very weird. But you know, that just kind of highlights the issue with aircraft carriers right now. I mean, I guess that could have happened with, you know, a destroyer, but aircraft carriers are just able to put those up so quick. They're able to run and hide. They don't have to cap. So I don't know. A lot of people aren't happy with them right now being in 1v1, but a lot of people are using them as well. I'm probably not going to use them much longer just because I don't feel comfortable in them. They're not my cup of tea. I don't have anything against them personally. I mean, I'm not a CV apologist, but I'm also not a CV hater. I'm just kind of middle of the road on them. So they're in the game. I don't hate them. I don't love them. I know players hate them. I know players love them. To each their own. Moving on, though, this was probably the closest battle I've ever played in a 1v1 setting, and surprise, surprise, newsflash, I actually lose this one. But I have no problem showing this to you because it was such a close battle, and it just exemplifies what happens when two similar skilled players get into battle with each other, and I'm imagining he is a similar skill to myself because we played toe-to-toe the entire round. So, I mean, well played, Mr. In Style. You had a great round against me, and I thought I had you. I really did, and one key blunder at the very end just kind of lost it for me. Something that I didn't expect to happen because I had figured that I countered it. But I really do enjoy playing battleships in 1v1. I think they're just a lot of fun because you get that brawling action, and, you know, it gives you something you normally don't get in 12v12 or even 7v7, and that's just straight up brawling. I mean, there's no way to avoid brawling if you're in a 1v1 battleship fight. There's not. Not in this setting. So he's popped in right here. I'm going to start angling towards him. My secondaries are already popping off. And of course, I'm using my loot gens, which is a straight 100% secondary build, complete with IFHE. And I find that it works fairly well, at least on ships like the Kurfürst and on other ships. That tier 9 ship that for some reason I can't remember the name of right now. It has completely escaped my mind, and it's one of my favorite ships, and I said it was the best premium of 2020. But that's what happens when your son wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and doesn't want to go back to sleep. You tend to forget things and lose your mind and think you're going crazy. So I'm sure it'll come to me at some point. Yeah, I'm getting senile. Good shot on him right there, and, you know, I always, or not always, but I like turning out when I am facing other battleships and just kind of kiting. And, you know, I was able to absorb some pretty good damage there. He's avoided my torps. You know, this is a very good battle. Always tough when you're facing a similar ship, especially if they have torpedoes as well. So I'm just trying to get off my torps on both sides. My secondaries are to continue to pop off. And again, he's having trouble with my angles because I've got a pretty good angle while I'm kiting. Though I am going to have to change things up right here because I'm getting ready to run into an island, which I definitely don't want to do. But I have no problem running for a little while. I mean, he's not capping, I'm not capping, so things are still pretty even. He's having trouble getting good shots on me. Of course, the downside is I'm having the same type of issues. Though, it's easier to fire torps at someone following you than it is to fire torps at someone running away. So just remember that. Just remember, he's in a position where he really can't fire his torps at me because I can outrun the 6-kilometer torpedoes he has. Whereas if I'm able to get my torps off, he's actually running into them and they will close that gap. And that's one of the reasons why I don't mind being in this position right here where I'm being chased. There's nothing wrong with being chased if you're in a 1v1 battle. Now, I do have to pay attention to this island here. I do get my torps off. I am a little broad to him right here. I don't think he had AP loaded at this time, though. And, you know, I always keep AP loaded if I'm fighting another battleship, just because. And he knows what he's doing. He slowed down right there. He knew those torps were coming. Just because I'm going to let my secondaries cause the fires, and there come his torps. I'm going to let the secondaries cause the fires, and I'm just going to rely on my AP to the massive damage. And you see, those close the gap because I actually slowed down right there. But if I'd been moving full speed, those torpedoes would not have had a chance to catch me. So I'm going to hide behind this island here. I'm taking more damage right now than I would like. But he's about to go broadside as well, or at least I'm hoping he is. And I'm hoping I can get some good shots off before he goes behind this island. And there's 8,000-ish damage, so not too bad. We're about even right now. He's got 16,000 hit points left. I've got 22 and change, replenishing my health right now. And I'm hoping he thinks I'm going to go around to the other side of the island. I'm hoping he thinks I'm going to hit the corner and go back when instead I'm actually looping back. And that airplane he sent up, that spotter, kind of ruined my plans right there. So don't forget you have spotting aircraft. And I launched mine right there because that tipped me off and reminded me that I do have it. But he's continuing on that path right there. I'm pretty sure he knows I'm going to be firing torps, and they're probably not even going to come close to him. But yes, even though you might be in a close battle or close quarters battle, your spotter aircraft can be invaluable if your enemy is hiding behind islands and everything else. So don't forget that. Don't forget you have that piece of, I guess it's a defensive weapon. It's not really a weapon, but you have it. Use it. Use it to your advantage. So I'm going to swing back around, and I'm hoping by doing this that I will be able to get the advantage on him and maybe catch him broadside. But he's already turned and started running. So he is basically taking a piece out of my playbook. And now, in my opinion, he might have the advantage. I've got more hit points than him. However, he is in that nice position where my torps are going to be very, very hard to catch him. So I really can't use my torps right now. So rather than turn around and face me, he did what I was not expecting, and he turned and did what I did to him in the very beginning. Very smartly played. However, I don't think he's got the secondaries that I've got, so mine are actually causing damage when they do connect. You know, a couple hundred hit points apiece, and sometimes even more depending. So I'm not in a bad shape right now. I'm actually in pretty good shape, because one other thing is I do have all my main guns against him, and he's facing the same problem I face. He's got an island coming, so he's going to have to change his direction. There's a fire on him, so that's secondary fire right there. So I'm feeling pretty good about things right now. I'm in the cap. I'm feeling good about the way this battle is going, and I'm thinking I'm going to win. There's one set of torps he got off. I see them. I'm going to avoid them. So I'm sitting pretty happy right now. And he is turning the other way. And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to, here in a second, slow down. Sit and cap. Once again, very close, 18,000, but I'm getting ready to heal again here in a little bit and get some pretty good damage on them. He's down to 10,000 at this point. Again, sitting in cap. And I'm slowing down right now, hitting 3/4 because once again, I don't want to run into those torps that I know he's eventually going to fire. The problem is I didn't know which side they came from, and I thought he still hadn't fired them at this point. When in reality, he had already fired them. So that was lack of observance on my part, and that is going to make all the difference in the round. Because right now I'm thinking, alright, he's 6.8 away, I've come to a complete stop, my secondaries are still hitting, speed up now, but he had already fired them, and well done. They must have been at the final range, you know, that must have been just at the 6-kilometer range. I mean, I'm sure they were probably about to die out. I thought I had them, didn't. So, things to just keep in mind, but a great battle. Really, really good battle, really enjoyable. Closest battle I've had this season, and, you know, I love a close battle, even if I lose. Really, really fun, and that's why I like 1v1 battles. So take some lessons from this battle. Do some of the things I did, don't do some of the things I did, and best of luck in these brawls. So I'll catch you all later. Zoop out.